Previously on Pokemon Go.
Field here, and welcome back to another Pokemon Go video. Before we begin today's video, I want to give you guys a quick thank you for all the support you guys have been giving to these past videos by hitting the thumbs up, subscribing, and all of that. So thank you so much for all your support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you guys are new to this channel and you guys are watching this video and you have not yet subscribed, take a second out of your day, scroll down right below the video and hit that subscribe button. I would truly appreciate it. But now, on to the topic of today's video. So in the previous video, I told you guys and asked you guys if you guys would like me to explain to you guys the meanings of the words or the terms IV and how IVs actually affect how strong your Pokemon can be. Now guys, I do have to give you guys a quick disclaimer. Whenever I was a kid, I was not really into the statistical part of Pokemon back in the day, so I'm kind of learning this alongside with you guys. I've done a whole bunch of research and I've done a whole bunch of just looking up on different wikis and Reddits and articles on how to help you guys and learn for myself what all of these values mean and how they can help me become a better Pokemon trainer. So now in Pokemon Go, IVs don't play a huge role in how strong your Pokemon is, but it can make the difference in your Pokemon being 10% stronger or 10% weaker than an average Pokemon of that type. So what exactly is an IV? Now guys, I'm gonna read this exactly off of the Silph Road website. They probably give you the best explanation for what an IV is. And basically, each Pokemon in the game is unique, meaning that each Pokemon in the game, whether it's a Dratini or a Bulbasaur or a Dragonite or a Moltres, each Pokemon has its own base stats. Now, not only are there base stats, there are 3 distinct stats, which is the attack stat, the defense stat, and the stamina stat. Now, all of the Pokemon not only have different base stats, but within the 3 specific categories that I just named, all of those stats have an individual value ranging from 0 to 15. 15 being the perfect stat and 0 being the worst possible. So let me give you guys a quick example. Now in the last video, I showed you guys that I had a Dragonite named Illuminati being a 97.8% perfect Dragonite. Now let me show you guys how I got that value and why this Dragonite right here on your screen is one of the best Dragonites that I will probably ever own. So using the Silph Road website, I'm going to go ahead and link you guys down in the description below. Let's go ahead and calculate the IV values or the strength values of our Dragonite right here. We're gonna go ahead and select our species by clicking on the Dragonite. Our trainer level is currently level 27, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. And the CP of our Dragonite is 2842. So let's go ahead and scroll this almost all the way up to 2842. It is in that range right there. Using that, step 3, let's go ahead and set our exact Pokemon CP to 2842 like so. And then our Pokemon HP is 139. So let's go ahead and scroll this all the way up this way, and we're gonna go ahead and click Rate My Pokemon. This is the only thing that you really need to see in order to tell whether or not your Pokemon can be the strongest possible Pokemon that you can get. So for our specific Dragonite, we have a 30 out of 30 attack plus defense IV with a 14 out of 15 stamina IV. So what that means is we have a nearly perfect Dragonite right here. The CP rating is a 97.7. Our battle rating is a 98.9, which is really good. And our HP rating is the only one that's kind of slacking with a 90.9. So you guys can see at the very bottom here, the percent above average that this Dragonite actually is. So with an average Dragonite, we actually have a 6.42% above average Dragonite compared to all the Dragonites out there in the world. So it's pretty cool. It's a really, really nice way to kind of tell whether or not your Pokemon is good enough. Now in comparison, let's go ahead and go back out here and let's check out my second Dragonite, which I found out is really freaking terrible. We're gonna go ahead and click Rate Another Pokemon. This Dragonite right here has a CP value of 2618. So the only value that we're gonna change is this one over here. So we're gonna rock this down to 2618. And then our HP value for this specific Dragonite is 130. So a lot lower than the other one, as you guys can already tell. So check this out, guys. This specific Dragonite, although it is a Dragonite, it is a little worse than the middle of the road. That means that we have a very below average Dragonite right here. I'm thinking about trading him in. Like, I don't really want to have this guy on my team anymore just after finding out all these stats. We are below average on the battle rating, we are below average on the CP rating, and we are below average on the HP rating. Now guys, you can use this tool for any Pokemon. You can use it for Bulbasaurs, you can use it for anything. Once again, I'll link it down in the description below so that you guys can go ahead and calculate your Pokemon. This is a really useful tool to use in order to kind of determine whether or not you have the best of the best of that specific Pokemon. I've been using this for the past couple of days, and ever since I've kind of figured out what IVs were, it is going to help me become a better Pokemon trainer in the future, because you never know what Pokemon Go is actually going to update in regards to IVs, because maybe it's going to be a game changer in the future when I have one of the best Dragonites possible, whereas if I had this other Dragonite over here, it might have been a really, really bad Dragonite to take into a battle. Does that make sense? Like, this is kind of like the nitty-gritty stuff of Pokemon Go right now. Like, it's not 100% important to look at all the IV values right now, but it is going to be important in the long run because it is going to help you become a better Pokemon trainer. So with that being said, let's do a couple of test runs here and actually figure out how good some of my Pokemon parties are. Now you guys, I want you guys to tell me right now, do the same exact steps with me, but with your own Pokemon. Down in the comment sections below, I want you guys to comment your best Pokemon and what percentage IV your Pokemon is. So out of the 100%, what is the best possible percentage you guys got for the battle rating? So let's do a couple more here. This is one of my very first Snorlax that I caught. I hatched this one from an egg, and I didn't really know how strong he was until I actually looked him up on this calculator. So let's go ahead and change this to a Snorlax, trainer level of 27, and then we're gonna go a CP of 2326, so we're in the range right now. And our current CP is 2326, and then our Pokemon HP is 230. So let's go ahead and rock this up a couple here. We're gonna rate this Pokemon. So check this out, guys. One of my very first Snorlaxes that I actually wasted a ton of candies on in the past is freaking below average. We have a 42.2% battle rating, a 38.3% CP rating, and then a 20% HP rating. It is absolutely terrible. So I'm most likely going to get rid of this Snorlax in the future. I'm going to hold on to him for now just because he is my very first Snorlax, and I don't want to get rid of him just for that main reason. So let's go ahead and check out our second Snorlax that I caught a couple of days ago. Our CP is 1902, so that is right in this range right over here. Stardust is 3000, which is perfect. It matches up perfectly. Pokemon HP is 207 with a Pokemon CP of 1902, so let's scroll this down twice. Go ahead and rate this Pokemon and check it out, guys. We have a 65.8% powerful Snorlax right now. Now, it might not seem good, but do realize if you look at my Pokemon in-game, this is not a fully powered up Snorlax. Looking at all of these are all above average, and I will most likely spend a little bit of candy to kind of try to max the Snorlax out just to see how strong it actually is. So guys, this is a nice, useful tool. For all of you guys who are thinking of whether or not you should power up your Pokemon, this is one of the best tools that you guys can use because it will let you know if your Pokemon is worth powering up. I want to show you guys one more website that I also found very useful because it is a little bit more in-depth compared to this website, and I'm going to go ahead and switch to that right now. Alright, so the second website I wanted to show you guys, it basically does the same thing, but it gives you a little bit more detail. This is Pokmon Assistant. Once again, I'll link it down in the description below, but let's go ahead and recalculate the same exact Snorlax just to see what possible IV combinations I could have for the specific Snorlax, right? So let's go ahead and type Snorlax in right over there. The CP value is 1902 with an HP of 207. The dust is currently at 3000, so let's change that, and we have powered this up. Find the IVs. Check this out, guys. This is the value that you guys want to look at. The maximum value of this specific Snorlax, from my understanding, is a 97.8. Yes, guys, a 97.8. So right now, like, I am really debating on whether or not I want to kind of change my previous Snorlax to this one, because this one has a possible value of 97.8. That is a huge amount of perfection, guys. Like, it is a huge amount of perfection. Now, right below here, right in the bottom section over here, it shows the different possible levels that this specific Snorlax could have. So it's either going to be a 97.8 perfection or it's going to be a 95.6, which is still not too bad. But at the end of the day, once I power all of this up, it is going to be one of the strongest Snorlaxes that I could possibly have on my team. So guys, that's going to go ahead and wrap up my video. I hope that I taught you guys something. Remember, if you guys are ever debating on whether or not you should or shouldn't power up your Pokemon, I highly advise you to use one of these websites, whether it's the Pokmon Assistant website or whether it's the official Silph Road website. Use one of these websites, check what the IV values of your Pokemon are, and see if it's actually worth it to spend all of that dust to power them up. Now guys, I do have to say, I made a mistake in my Pokemon Go journey, and I didn't know about any of this, and I literally just powered up all of my Pokemon, wasted so much Stardust, wasted so much of my time, and I regret it. I regret it because I didn't know about all of these tools that I could use to calculate all of these IVs. So before you guys power up your next Pokemon, whether it's your favorite, whether it's an epic Pokemon, make sure to check out the IV values and everything of your Pokemon, because you never know whether you have a 60% Pokemon or a 95% plus Pokemon. It really will make a difference in the long run as soon as Pokemon Go and Niantic updates more about this actual feature itself. I hope that I helped you guys in any way to get the best possible Pokemon that you guys can catch, that you guys can have, strength-wise. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed today's video and if you guys learned something new, make sure you guys hit that like button. Once I learn more about this entire thing, I will talk about it more in detail, but I'm pretty sure I covered a majority of the basics. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is DField. We'll see you guys later.